Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 9th of May. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
Gary, the weeks are just flying past. I know I've said it before, but geez.
Like the old movie with the calendar in the wind, where the days just keep flying past.
It'll be the 30th of June in a heartbeat.
It will, Phil.
In fact, if we're listing this week, can we still get an auction in for June?
Yeah, we can.
Yep.
No
Only
about
just
Don't
if
you
you're
worry
thinking
about that,
selling.
young man.
Gary, got a big episode this week, and I know that you're going to clamp me down on this, but I think we're going to film an episode. Whether we're going to get an interview in for this episode or not, stay tuned.
Probably not, Philip. Let's talk about the weekend that was an 80% clearance rate. Philip, 8 out of 10. We've done it again. We had 80% the week before. However, of the 4 that didn't sell, I think 2 have sold.
Of the 4
and one's
sold.
just on the cusp
if
of
we'd
a sale.
filmed GPTV last
a couple
week,
of days
we
later.
would have been at a 90% clearance rate. But things are travelling nicely.
Phil, let's put the towers up, shall we?
Was 76%
There we
towers
go.
up
We've done
and
it.
towers down.
Phil, let's review some of the auctions that were, if we may. 47 Ludbrook Avenue, Philip, went really well.
Gary, very good result there.
Yep.
We were very happy with the outcome. A lovely couple bought that property. They're going to build their new dream home on it, Gary, and they've already come on board with their house for us to sell. So
I love
that's
that.
pretty exciting.
Congratulations to them. And Phil, Gogglebox.
Gogglebox?
I don't know.
I'll tell you a funny story about Gogglebox.
Yeah,
I thought that was the dumbest show ever thought of. A show about people watching television.
Other people watching television.
Right? So I never watched it.
Yeah.
And then I watched it.
Yeah.
Really good show. It's really funny.
Of course, we have one of the famous, well-known characters from Gogglebox who has sold their property with us, Philip, on the weekend in Park Street. So congratulations to them. Well done, Lamore.
I'm embarrassed to say that I watched with my wife on Sunday night Housewives of Sydney.
Oh, isn't it just the most...
All I can say is if the producers of that show are watching this show, and I'm pretty sure you would, because
Don't blow a future sponsor.
You're trying to get good ideas. That is the most appalling piece of crap I've ever had the misfortune of watching. But you know the funniest part?
He loved every minute of it.
You know the funniest part? I watched the whole series. It was so,
you know what, it's so funny
because it was on
watchable. It was on in the background too when I was, because I was doing some work at home, and I heard it in the background. I kept putting my head out, going, "What is that? There's swearing, rough birds they are."
I watched the whole thing, and I'm thinking, and this is, I'd sit there, and every 2 minutes I'd go, this is the most, this is terrible. How can they make this? And Irene would keep saying, well, just leave the room, go. And I'd go, no. Just
It was
wait
like,
for the
it was
next
like, you know,
commercial.
for those oldies who remember number 96 when that went out, it was so scandalous, and people go, "Oh, isn't it awful? It's terrible." So they kept watching, didn't they, Phil? Just like GPTV.
But
people just kept watching.
The risk of alienating Melbourne housewives.
Well, that's on now.
That looked like an Academy Award-winning show in comparison to the trash from Sydney.
I know, that's true. Melbourne does beat Sydney there in terms of...
Horrible.
Our housewives are a lot more classy.
We've got the classier
We've got the classier
ones.
They don't drop the F-bomb as often, do they, Phil? Let's move on to 201 Campbell Road, Phil. That wasn't...
my favourite character, just so you know, I was watching...
You can see how much you didn't like it, can't you?
Athena X.
Yeah,
oh
Athena
my
X.
goodness me.
201 Campbell Grove was passed in, Philip. It's now for sale at $19.50, $1,950. Good value.
Goodbye,
Phil.
It's a beautiful house.
And goodbye to 233 Burren Road, because that was sold, so we have to say goodbye to that. And that was a very competitive auction. And I did come and see you do that auction, Philip. Grosvenor Street's not sold, but probably will be very shortly. 579.
By the time the show goes to air.
That so often happens, Philip. 579 will buy that right now. 111 Kooyong Road, competitive auction.
Yeah, on Ben Eisner's birthday.
Yeah, hey, let's play this little clip.
How good's this piece of footage,
Yeah, let's just play it quickly.
Where we've got the whole crowd singing Ben happy birthday.
Here we go.
Happy birthday, dear Ben. Happy birthday to you. Hey, hey.
There you go, Ben. That's my present. Thanks for coming, everybody. Appreciate it.
Wasn't that fun? Fantastic to be able to see that, and something well done, Jeremy Rosens, for getting that happening.
Well done to the crowd.
Yeah, well done to the crowd.
Joining the birthday spirit.
And embarrassing Ben Eisner. Not that he gets embarrassed too easy, does he?
No.
7th Avenue.
Water off the duck's back.
How many bidders do you have at 7th Avenue, Philip? Was that competitive?
Yeah, I had 3 people bidding there, but it was great. We had a nice, it wasn't a big crowd, an intimate crowd, I would say, but you're actually going to be upset with me because I did something at that auction. Well, you're upset with me for most of the things that I do at
most of the time.
Most of our auctions.
Yeah.
But
My sleeve's coming out a lot.
Part of my spiel, they're terrible. Part of my spiel, Gary, was about the fact that it was walking distance to Attica.
Yeah, what's
one
wrong
of
with
the
that?
world's 50 best restaurants.
is, Philip.
And we know the
I
owner
talked
of
about that,
Attica
Ben,
personally.
Yeah. I talked about that in Grosvenor Street, same thing. There you go.
But what you didn't do is what I did was I said to the bidder, if you buy this property, I'm going to give you dinner for two
don't tell me
at
that.
Attica until somebody held out. It's about $1,000. So now I've got to ring Ben from Attica to see if I can get him
Grovel.
a discount at the dinner. But yes, I did give that away, Gary. Cost us a lot of money.
Yeah, the only problem is they can't get into 2026, so by that time,
I'll make
if we can
a booking.
we can pay today's rates for them.
That's right.
Phil, a big weekend coming up. Let's review our auctions, can we?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, Phil, we have got 15 auctions over 10. Oh, you look a bit different, Phil. What's going on there?
Glasses, Gary. It makes me look cerebral, which is probably a word that you've used in Scrabble before, and it would go well, I would
It
think.
is. It's an 8-letter word, Phil. You get extra points for that one. We have got 15 auctions over 10 suburbs there, Clark Kent. Shall we go through them together?
Let's do it.
We have double auction action Saturday morning at 10:30am, Philip. We're starting off in Murrumbina. I'm doing this auction with Jared Martin and Leon and the
Gary,
team.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 2 car spaces, a glorious property. Beautiful and shiny as new, that property.
Isn't that lovely, Phil?
Shiny, a bit shiny like you are.
Very good, Phil. Shining and sparkling. One at 80 Oakley Road in Carnegie Lior Auctions. This one also at 10:30am.
Well, it's a good property, Gary, because that's what people are looking for. Single level, 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, a single garage, car parking in front of it, courtyard garden. That's what everybody wants. I think it'll go well.
It should go well. I'm going to be slipping up to the farmers market, I think, after my 11:30 auction in East Bentley, because
The
there is one.
farmers markets.
Yeah.
Look, viewers, if you ever want to know what's going on in farmers markets around Melbourne, well, I can tell you, my quirky partner Gary is like the mayor of farmers markets. The number of times I'll get a call from him on a Saturday morning saying, "You want me to pick up some cheese
Orange
for
juice.
you?" Or
Yeah.
it's orange juice. Like,
Best
who
orange
goes
juice.
to a farmers market to buy freshly squeezed
Beautiful.
orange juice?
Yeah.
Gary, you are the
Last week-
farmers market queen.
They had a big problem last week. The juicer wasn't working at the Veggie Out Farmers Market in Secure. It was a big problem, Phil. Yes, I like the Farmers Market. There's one in East Bentley, which is also in the area of our 11:30
That's where
auction,
you're
Phil.
going?
One at 32 Elizabeth Street. I'm going to be meeting Joel Sir and auctioning this terrific
3
property.
bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, car parking, lock-up garage, immaculate interior. Everything about that property just says, buy me.
Great town residents, Phil. Double parking there, you've admitted to say. Phil, at 11:30, you're going to open your weekend auction account in 26 Gardenvale Road.
I'm excited for that one, Gary, because we've got a lot of activity happening around that area. This is 2 bedrooms, but I think it could be easily a 3-bedroom property. It's a good home, but it's on 538 square metres of land, which means somebody might be there with the intention of building their new dream palace, subject to the relevant council approval.
Adam Pagel with the sparkly eyes from our office, Philip.
Snake
He's
does
going to
have
be.
sparkly
He has
eyes.
got
He's
sparkly,
good-looking-
lovely eyes.
good-looking
He is.
fellow.
And he's going to be handling that one.
can
You'll
say
be
that
auctioning
on the show?
We can. It's not inappropriate. Philip, 12:30. We have double auction action. The coffee van's going to be perfectly placed.
It
in our
is.
double. We've got the image there because we've got our new coffee van. We didn't do anything ceremonial. I thought we should have done a dance around it or something like that,
We should have,
or
Gary.
maybe pray to it or something like that. I don't know.
Yes.
Anyway,
shout out, by the way, to Jacob Kingston,
Yeah.
who runs
Got it
the
happening.
coffee vans, and we now got 2
magnificent.
coffee vans on the road. You know, Gary, he's got a part-time staff
Yeah.
of 18 people.
Really?
Like, you just think, that's
didn't know
how
that.
ungrateful you are for the things that happen.
not at all ungrateful.
No, you're ungrateful because things happen
not
around
ungrateful.
you that you've got nothing to do with,
didn't know about
and
that
you
many
just
people.
assume that it all happens. But those 2 coffee vans, part-time staff of 18 people.
Wow.
Lovely. And we're bringing employment to, young university
We're
students.
selling
Gary.
more coffees than we're selling houses, aren't we? Phil? That's the truth
Wish
of it.
we were charging for
exactly
them.
right. Great business model, that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, no, I should be grateful to that. Anyway, great job for Jacob. Thank you. And for all of the coffee van crew that watch the show, Philip,
Yeah.
shout out to them because they're all delightful, young,
They're great.
happy,
They're great.
beautiful
I love
people.
them all. Love them all.
Phil, we move on to 12:35 at 1A Carnarvon Road. You're auctioning this one. What a terrific looking property this
3
is.
bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, two garages, Gary. But that's a hop, step, and a jump from Glenferrie Road or Caulfield Park. So
Love that house.
Perfectly positioned. At
Love that
either end.
street. It's at FNC, Philip. It's
Yep,
at FNC
yep, yep.
and
Far
Far North
North
Caulfield.
Caulfield.
Philip, at 12:30, Jeremy Rosens has his only auction for the day. He's meeting Leon, and they're in Hillingdon Place in
Well,
Baran.
what a cooler space you couldn't wish for, Gary. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, car parking there. But, just enjoy the vibe of Chapel Street. Go to Tokyo Tina for dinner. Do you ever go to Tokyo Tina?
No, I don't, but I know it's got a
Shout out to
reputation.
Tokyo Tina. I love the
I don't
food
do a lot
there.
of dinners out, Philip, at interesting places. I just like to go and get my steak.
No, you're
That's it.
more a takeaway schnitzel guy.
I like a takeaway schnitzel. Philip,
You've got the
triple
worst diet.
triple auction action at
You really
10:30.
do.
10:30
You know,
a.m.
they ever do an autopsy on you,
Yeah.
you know.
I wonder how it got made it this long.
No, it won't be. It'll be, you know, the people in the biohazard.
That's very good. The yellow outfits, like the Breaking
And they'll
Bad.
have this, you know, it'll be like, it'll be like the people in a nuclear reactor cutting you open. And
Phil,
there's
we
just
have to move on. We've got 4 minutes to wrap up the show.
clouds of noxious gases all come out of your
Carrington
body.
Grove is being
God, you're
auctioned
foul.
at 10:30 a.m. Take us through Carrington Grove, Phil.
Oh, Carrington
With your
Grove, we
stupid
love-
glasses that you've taken off now. Go on. You think they look great?
We
Look
love this
stupid.
property because we've been involved from this property from the day it was built. 3 or 4 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, pretty as a picture, and part of that whole St Kilda East, Ripon Lee, Balaclava, Caulfield North vibe.
75A Gordon Street, Philip. I have auction honours. I've watched this from its inception.
Yes.
And I watched it even before it was built from a little boy living across the road.
You did, Gary. You
I
used
did.
to live at number 68
That's it.
Gordon Street.
75A.
And
Take
we'll
us
talk
through
more
this.
about your family home at another edition.
shall.
But this is
Yep.
a brand new 2-storey, beautiful town residence, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, lock-up garage. Just ready to move straight into, not spend a cent, Gary.
3222 Hoffman Street, Elsternwick, around the corner. There's double Elsternwick auction action at 10:32, Philip. This one, Jeremy Rosen's auction.
Gary, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, car space, beautifully renovated throughout. I mean, that property is Schmickers. Schmickers, it's Schmickadoo.
Schmickadoozles, Philip. We've got
Yep.
double auction action throughout the rest of the day, starting at 11:30 in Marara Road.
Yes, Gary, Marara Road. We love that spot
Great
because
spot
you've
there.
got a park in front of you.
You
and
have.
a park across the road. Princess Park. How good's Princess Park
Love it.
these days? Absolutely love it. 3 or 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, Gary.
Yeah, and 3 parking spaces,
Really,
Phil.
it doesn't get any better.
It's a
than
big one.
this.
It's big, bold and beautiful, Philip. 20...
Bit like yourself, Gary.
Indeed, I didn't think you'd notice. 20 Spring Road also got a park right in the middle of the road there, Phil.
It does, Gary.
Take us through
4
this one.
bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, double undercover car parking. That is probably one of the best houses of its type, Gary. It's immaculate. It's architect designed. It's as good as the day it was built, if not
Indeed.
better. And I think that's going to go well. We seem to have good interest in that.
Phil, hard to buy a house between $900 and $1 million, but we've got one here at 157 Alma Road. Great value, Tim Smith handles. I'm auctioning it at 12:30.
Gary, walk to everywhere you want to be. Walk to Chapel Street, walk to the Alma Village, walk to Dandenong Road trams. Very cool inside, Gary. 2 or 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking. We're loving that Alma Road action.
31 Bakara Road. What a stately looking property this is, Phil. You've got the auction honours.
Gary, this one's got a beautiful facade, unlike yourself. And it's also got great bone structure, unlike yourself.
Thanks very much, Phil, yeah.
And it's also in immaculate condition inside,
Yes.
also unlike yourself.
And it's been beautifully cosmetically enhanced, much like yourself, Phil. At 1:30, we're going to be...
5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, double lock-up garage. This is big and glamorous. It's got a back garden that's stunning, a gorgeous swimming pool, an alfresco entertaining area. Gary, that's family living at its finest.
It is indeed 5 Hawthorne Avenue, Phil. This is a great looking property. Take us through this
Gary,
one.
also a bit like unlike yourself, this one is a very sexy house. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking.
Yeah.
In fact, a triple garage. And seriously beautiful inside.
Yeah.
It's like an interior designer's gone through this from the front door to the back fence, because that is magnificent.
Interior designers gone wild, Philip. We finish off in Hughesdale, as we should, every Sunday, 1:30 p.m. You're going to
Gary,
be out there auctioning this one.
Great
Tell us about it.
opportunity here for a first home buyer or an investor, because it's in very original condition, hasn't been tricked up for sale. It seems to be in very good order, but it's just an opportunity for a buyer to get in there and spruce it up. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 lock-up garage, and that sort of property always does well.
Hey, do you know who the band of the 70s, Wild Cherry, sang? Do you know what song they sang?
Don't, Gary, no.
They sang "Play That Funky Music, White Boy."
Oh,
that's
that is a
That's
great
play-
song.
That
I
is
love that.
a party starter, Phil.
Yep.
You know, when we were in our end of year function,
Play
Christmas
that funky music,
White Boy.
Would you actually make a song like that today?
Maybe not.
Without fear of, you know,
Of having white people upset, saying it's racist.
Have politically
Yeah.
correct people
Yeah.
saying, no, you just can't
You can't say that. You can't
anymore."
alienate white people out that
Yeah.
way. But Phil, I put that on with all the
Play
young
that
people.
funky music, White Boy.
I put that on,
Yeah.
and they're all young people. And I
Yeah.
said, look, I'm going to put the song on in the limo. And they go, you're an old guy. they all went off.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
went off, flying out the windows, and anyway, it was great.
Yeah, that was at our Christmas party.
It was, Phil, yeah.
Well, we had pumped them full of
That's another story.
substances.
Right, that's great. That's really impressive, Phil. That's not
rumour
true.
went around, one of our competitors used to say that, the reason that the Gary Piran Associates team was so upbeat and so positive was that they were all on coke.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I heard that one. And,
you know who you are that said that.
Exactly
just
right.
because you're so miserable
and
yourself.
For the record, I don't think you'd find a more anti-drugs person than myself and you.
And me. In fact, Gary, do you remember that when I was 8 years of age, I wrote a letter, true story this, I wrote a letter to Bob Gorton, who was the Prime Minister of the country at the time, saying...
Bob Gorton?
Gorton?
Go on.
Yeah, anyway, who can remember? I was 8. Anyway, I wrote a letter to the Prime Minister saying, "Dear Mr Prime Minister, would you please ban smoking because my mother smokes." I don't know whether you knew this, my mother used to smoke, and I'm scared that she's going to die of lung cancer. Right. Anyway, I got a letter back saying... Dear Philip, thank you for your letter. We live in a democracy, so I'm not going to ban smoking, but I'm sure your mother will be okay. And you know what? He was absolutely right, because my mother's alive and well, and I won't give her age away. Don't worry, Mum. I will not say how old you are.
Yes, and you won't say that she gave up smoking either, which she did
She
do
did
as
give
well.
up smoking,
it was
reluctantly.
Why she's okay.
Anyway,
Phil,
back to
Wild Cherry.
play that funky music, White Boy.
Here we are in this incredible home with this looking out the most idyllic, magnificent garden setting.
The viewers can't see what we're seeing
well,
now.
We'll put an image on screen now, Phil. They can see it now. 21B Wild Cherry Road, Ormond. Take us through this one, because I'm so excited about this home, Philip. It comes up on Saturday week, the 20th of May at 10:30.
Well, you're so excited you can't describe it. 4 bedrooms, 3 magnificent bathrooms, lock-up garage. A number of things impressed me about this property, Gary, but mainly the fact that the vendors have looked after this property. It feels better than brand new.
Yes,
I can't even see a chip or scratch, let alone a speck of dust. But I think I've fallen in love with the gardens, Gary, because a good garden costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they have done the most beautiful job.
It is beautifully finished throughout, Philip. It shines and glimmers. They do look after it well. It's got beautiful orientation towards light and garden, and it will impress on inspection. This is a special home. We're looking forward. The owner's actually quite well known. I don't know if they want everything disclosed about them, but they're delightful people and they're very well known.
Suffice to say that if you buy this home, we'll introduce you, and they are special people.
They are indeed, and it's a special home. And Philip, this one goes up on Saturday week at 10:30 a.m. and we're going to bring you out to do the auction, Philip. So make sure you have an early night on Friday, the 19th of May.
Enjoyed doing GPTV with you this week, Gary, because our cameraman, shout out to our cameraman just here, James, bought some new lighting because the feedback we were getting from the consumers and our watchers was that there was something sickly about your skin. So we've now changed the lighting, and hopefully this week you'll look quite lovely.
I thought you just make me put makeup on like you do, Phil. Then we'd be on an equal playing field. Oops, there goes the clip. That is a big wrap on GPTV for this 9th of May, my nephew Jeremy's birthday. Happy birthday, mate. And that's a big wrap, Phil. I don't know if there's anything else to talk about except the market's still good, everything's happening.
Get out there and have a big weekend, Gary, and go. Let's try and go for 100% this weekend.
Let's do it. We'll see you next week. I'm Gary Peer.
Philip Kingston, have a great week.